Welcome back to the Mid-Year Mitch YouTube channel. In today's episode, I wanted to make a video to wrap up all the projects for this year, show you the status of the other cars that are going on in the garage, and talk about what I have planned for 2025. So be sure to stick around. I'm very happy with where we ended up in 2024. We did a lot. I had a lot going on in my personal life, as well as in the garage. We were still able to get a lot of stuff done and make a lot of good content. And I think we're still growing the channel really well. We're almost at 12,000 subscribers, so I appreciate everybody joining. We've got to keep this train rolling to try to get it to 20,000. And it'd be awesome to one day get to 100,000 and really make this channel take off. So I appreciate everybody's support for commenting, liking, sharing. It's a really great community, and I have more stuff planned for next year to keep growing the brand as well. But it was a very good year. I did most of the work on the Centerfield 65 in 2023, but we had to rebuild the bird cage, build the body, and we did the last finish up work to send it home at the beginning of this year. Next up is the Tribute Split. This car started off as a wrecked basket case. We needed to rebuild the bird cage, again rebuild the body, and we mounted this one on a Roadster Shop Spec 7 chassis, put a front end on it, did a whole lot of fiberglass work to it. This car took a considerable amount of time, but it turned out really nice, and this is one of the cars I'm definitely the most proud of. Then we got Lucy the 55 Chevy to get ready for our wedding. We got married in the middle of the year. Next is the 67 Red Hot Roadster. This car had a fire, so we had to replace a lot of fiberglass, needed new rockers, but this car came together pretty nicely. And this one will go on a Roadster Shop chassis once it heads home at the beginning of 2025. The final car for this year was the Sacrificial Split. This car needs quite a bit of bird cage work, so we got the rockers replaced, I fixed the windshield, I'm about to fix the gutters on this car, and that'll take us to the end of the year. Just real quick to give you guys a timeline. To start the new year off, we're going to finish up the Sacrificial Split. We need to skin the whole bird cage in its brand new fiberglass. Next, we need to get back on the 68 Corvette, which we already tore apart. The engine is at the engine builder. It's almost ready to run. We're just waiting for the carburetors, and the goal is to get this car running and driving this year by like the summertime. The 67 Camaro hopefully should be getting painted this year. Once the 63 goes home, we'll start working on the 65 Roadster. We have to build the full body for it and get it mounted on the Roadster Shop chassis. This 65 Roadster will be coming into the shop for a little bit. We need to get this car mounted on a Roadster Shop chassis and do some floor modifications to make it work. One of the last big projects for the year is this 66 Coupe. This will be a full build, and this one will also be mounted on a Roadster Shop chassis. I don't know if you guys remember from the Carlisle video, I picked up a front end from Vetmasters, the press molded one. That's the one that will be going on the 66 Coupe. I need to finish installing the gas tank of Lucy the 55 Chevy. I also need to do some brake work, and it needs a new exhaust system. And if I have time, I want to bring my Model A into the shop. It needs some structure work. I want to start fixing the rust, and I want to install my new dashboard and do all the body modifications before we chop the top. And then just for a Roadster Shop chassis count, we have one under the 67, which really belongs to the 63. I have another chassis for another 63 for this guy. I have the 65 Roadster, which is on a Roadster Shop chassis, and I have a Roadster Shop chassis for the 66 Coupe. So I've got a lot of cars to build. So if you've been watching the videos, you've seen this car. It's getting a lot of bird cage work. Overall, it was very solid. It just needed new rockers, parts of the windshield frame, needs new gutters. I made up the patches for the door jambs. I just need to weld them in, but I'm going to wait until some work on the Camaro is done. I need to make some patches up here. There's just a bunch of little stuff that needs done on this, and then we're going to get it blasted and powder coated. I have a bunch of floor work to do to the floor pan, so I'm going to start doing the fiberglass work very soon. I also plan to make some pieces for these cars for Roadster Shop chassis, just because I'm doing so many of them. I'm not trying to compete with anybody else that's making parts, but I see parts that aren't available, so I'm going to start making them. Like this part of the tunnel back here, it's a pretty simple piece, but I'm going to need about 5 or 6 of these in the next couple months, so I'm just going to make a mold and make those myself. I also have plans to make some parts to go with the Roadster Shop chassis just to help tie everything in together. And I also have some plans maybe for some more tools to help you guys with rocker replacements and other work on the bird cage as well. But that'll come down in the pipeline as we go. A lot of people have been asking about the 68 Corvette. So where we left off on the 68 is it's completely torn apart, and we're waiting for the engine to be rebuilt. So the engine needed a whole rebuild. I'll go through that whenever that video is out, which will be the next video probably on this car. It's basically built. It's just waiting for the carburetors, which of course that's a story. because Chicago Corvettes isn't in Chicago anymore, and their website doesn't clearly disclose that. They're in Oregon. So that's kind of a problem. I sent the carburetors to Chicago Corvette based on their form that's on their website. On the link that you click whenever you pick what carburetor you want rebuilt, it's a form from 5 years ago that sends it to Chicago, which goes to some nice lady at a roofing company who I had to work with to get them sent to Oregon, because why would Chicago Corvettes be in Chicago? I don't know, I emailed them about it, and they said, oh, you must have found it on Google. No, I found it on your website, and he said, I can't change it, it's on Google. So they don't know how to fix their own website. I'll make another video or a post, because they said they turn down carburetors every week. I mean, people are losing carburetors or they don't know where they are and shops are mad. That's a situation they need to figure out that they're just avoiding. Anyways, that's one delay. The other delay is the camshaft. We've been waiting on the camshaft for months. They finally switched manufacturers. They got the cam. They have the engine rebuilt. It's basically all new inside except for the crankshaft. Everything's been rebuilt. It's waiting to be assembled with the carburetors, air cleaner, and the last couple little trinkets, as well as a distributor. That's been dyno tested and rebuilt, so that's ready to go. Once the engine is dynoed, they're going to break it in and make sure everything's good, get the carburetors all dialed in and everything. Then I'm going to put the whole chassis together. We have all the sub-assemblies ready to go. I have to put the bushings in the A-arms, and I have to redo the front knuckles and put new bearings in the hubs, but that won't take all that long, just a couple days. We'll get the whole chassis together with the exhaust, engine, transmission, brake lines, fuel lines. I'll probably put the fuel pump on it, gas tank, the whole suspension. That'll all be ready to go. And then on the body, we need to fix some fiberglass damage on the firewall, as well as the battery box there. And to do that, I need to strip the engine bay. We're going to put all new vacuum lines in it for the headlights and the wiper system, all the stuff that use vacuum. We're going to put new wiring in it, so I'm going to strip all that out, carefully lay it out so we can replicate it, and take lots of pictures and everything. We'll clean everything, we'll repaint the engine bay, we'll put all new lines in it, and at that point the body will be ready to go onto the chassis, and then all we have to do is the finish wiring and plumbing, and then the car should be ready to run. We're going to put a full interior in it as well. Unfortunately, it needs more than I thought it did because that car smells so bad inside still, but I'm going to hopefully remedy some of that, and we'll get all that redone. I still have to get the seats done. It's going to need a convertible top. It's probably going to need door panels, maybe a dash. I need to take the gauges out and get those rebuilt, but I'm hoping that we have something special planned for this car this year in August, but I'll let you guys know. We're kind of in the beginning stages to see if that's going to happen, so I'm not going to talk about it because I'm not sure if it's going to happen. But the plan is to get this guy up and rolling, and we're going to tag team between this and the 65 Roadster that'll be sitting over here. That car is going to need, similar to this and similar to this one, it's going to need birdcage work, it's going to need new rockers, and we're going to skin it in fiberglass. It's going on a Roadster shop chassis. I'm probably going to put an LS engine in it, transmission, do some floor work. I'll probably paint and finish the underside of the floor, and then it's going to go home. So we're going to do a little bit more work than I've done on some of these cars. We're taking it a little bit further because I have some more capacity now in the shop. We're able to do a couple more extra things. So I'm hoping to get that car just a little bit further to make it easier for the guy in the end. I coated the inside with baking soda, and we scrubbed it out first, and well, that hasn't really worked on the smell. So I got some bull snot. I saw Vice Grip Garage use that, and I was hoping to not tear the dash out, but I think once these two cars leave, we're going to be on this guy. I'm going to pull the dash out, and we just have to completely gut this interior. I was hoping to not take the door panels off because they're decent, but they also have tears over here, and I think they smell really bad. So we're going to put new door panels in it, maybe a new dash, and we're just going to really clean this thing out because I need to do some fiberglass work back in the battery area as well as the toe boards. So we need to get this inside stripped out. And hopefully the smell of fiberglass helps neutralize some of that in there. And you can't drive that car right now. It's too bad. It's even bad with the car cover on it from here. So if we go one bay over behind the curtain, we have the Camaro, which this thing, the last time you saw it was all black. It was freshly primed, and now it is gray. And you can see a little bit of stuff peeking through here and there. My dad went through, sanded the whole car, got it ready for primer, and then he put filler primer on it. And then he's been blocking this thing out like a madman, and now it is ready for the sealer. And then more blocking and more sanding. But she looks good. This one's gonna turn out really nice. He's been putting a lot of time into this, taking his time to make sure that it comes out nice. The body lines are nice, and it looks very straight. So by the time it's done, you won't know that I put a quarter panel on, and a roof, and a rocker, and a trunk floor, and quarter panel structure. So it looks good. He's done a lot of detail work in here just to get everything flowing real nice. So I'm excited to see what it looks like in sealer. And I believe, well, I actually don't know the time frame for getting it painted, but I believe he wants to get it done next year. So we'll see. The guy that was going to do overkill is going to do this one, is the plan. So we'll see when all that happens, but it's going black, just the way it was originally. Gloss black. I'm still trying to convince him to go gold on the interior. I think he's just going to go black, which will still be nice, but I kind of like the originality of the gold, and it's kind of a unique color combination. Some of the garage of my townhouse, just to show you the last couple projects. So we have Lucy, the 55 Chevy here, and I'm in the middle of putting this gas tank in. I already have the new fuel line in and the old tank out. I just ran out of time and just never got around to putting the new one in it, and then winter came. So I'll probably work on that in the spring or when we get a nice warm day, just so I can crawl under there, hopefully get that straightened up. I would like to put new brake lines in this because the ones in the front are looking a little suspect. We may do a disc brake conversion on the front. I'm not sure yet. And she needs a new exhaust. So those are all things that should hopefully happen this year. And then in this pile are, well, it may look like junk to you, but there are several Corvettes in here. This one here that kind of jogs this way, this has been around, along with this piece, they've been around since the Field Find split. But this one's coming back to life again as a split window like it was. And then this is the roof section for the 66 coupe that's right there. The roof skin is here. And then in some other places I have the rear floor, front floor, firewall, all that other stuff. So this will be coming into the shop in the summer. And then I have the Model A coupe just hanging out here, patiently waiting. I really wanted to get this thing acid dipped, because it looks like this side, either someone was stripping paint and left it outside, or it may have had a fire. I'm really not sure what happened here, but it's crusty. This is not good. We don't want this thing to rust away, because if you can see down here, we have some rust down here, so it needs some metal work. The plan for this is to chop it, channel it, and put it on a Bowling Brothers chassis. But before I do that, I need to make the body solid. So we're going to get it media blasted to get rid of all this rust inside and out. We're going to patch up the quarters, hopefully try to fix some of these dents. When I was hauling the car home, the roof cracked right here because there's no structure in it. You can see it's cracked here. So either I need to make a new top piece, or maybe we can salvage this. I have the roof skin here from the Camaro. This one had damage right here, but on the passenger side. And what I want to do is take about, I don't know, that much the whole way around. We're going to take the center of this roof and we're going to fill in the big hole in here. That'll help strengthen it up. I'm going to put new gutters on it. And we just need to redo the structure. There's a dashboard way back in there from a 58 Canadian Pontiac. And I have a really nice cluster upstairs. So I'd like to get towards the end of the year and next year, or towards the end of 25 and 26, I'd like to start fixing this car up. Let's get the body straightened up, fix all the rust, get it ready to go, so that way when I do finally order a chassis, we can channel the body over it, start working on the floors, and then we can chop the top when I know how far I want to go. I'd love to chop the top right now, but I don't know what it's going to look like. I want to have my wheels and tires on the chassis with the engine, transmission, all that stuff mocked up before we make any cuts. So we have a lot of finished work to do, but we'll probably put this car towards the end of the year under my loft with all my other Corvette body parts, and we'll just pick at it a week here, a week there, just to try to knock some of this stuff out and get it looking a little better. And then we have over here in the corner, Jerry, my 48 Chevy COE. So he's just hanging out. It actually looks a little more drivable with that rally wheel in there. I got rally wheels for the 68 Corvette, but I have a truck that I will use to haul all my parts around, and that will be the donor truck for this cab. So once we get a place where I can put this truck, once it's done, we're going to pull that cab off, put this one on, and make it into a ramp truck. So that's in the works, but that won't happen next year, unfortunately. Whenever I'm done with the Model A in the little shed, I'd like to bring this over because it needs cab corners. Some of this stuff I'd like to try and make a little better, and get the doors hung and latched a little better, and just get it straightened up so that way when I'm ready to do the cab swap, I can do that. And then over here, I just have a big pile of 68 parts. So we have exhaust, gas tank, rebuilt calipers, I have a new fan shroud, brake lines, fuel lines. We've got pretty much everything we need to redo the chassis, bushings, all that stuff. So that will be put to use. So hopefully very soon, you know, we'll clear out some space in here once all this stuff is gone and this is gone, and I clear some stuff off of Carl the cart, which he's in retirement. This was my cart that I used when I built the Misfit. I had a big pallet show up, and I turned it into a cart, put some Harbor Freight wheels on it, and I would wheel this thing outside to grind fiberglass, and then I'd wheel it back into the garage and test fit it, and then wheel it back outside. So I couldn't do grinding in the first garage I worked in, so this was my workhorse. So he's in retirement, just holding big birdcage pieces for now. But it would be nice at some point to get some of these out of here. Maybe we could get, you know, one of our daily drivers in here so that way they don't have snow on them all the time. That would probably be nice. But that's what's going on here. There's some more parts for a convertible. We've got a lot of cars to work on. This is just tip of the iceberg, and then the 60 Corvette, which I have some bumpers under here for, he's in storage. It's going to be a while till we get to that car. And eventually I'd like to find a chassis or something, or build a cart, and maybe in 26 or 27 we can work on making that car into a firewall back and slowly refining it to get it to, you know, what we need it to be. But that's the plan. So I want to wish from my family to your family, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope you guys have had a great year, and hopefully next year is great as well. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. As you can see, I got a lot of work to do, so I'll catch you guys later.